بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق.
So today we have a time of prayer. The time of prayer. Hadith number 500. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Last week we talked about salah for women, and inshallah we are going to post it, I think, or maybe it has been posted on our website. So it is very important for sisters to go and read it over again, so that you should know the references, because sometimes people ask for references, so you should know those references. But today in our class we'll do two things. One is that we'll go over some of the hadiths regarding the mawaqit salah, or the times of salah. And then in the last part of our class we'll do some hadiths regarding Ramadan, because today would be the last class before Ramadan. And the problem is that so many people are out of town, and this hadith are, in fact, some of our very regular students are also out of town. So I'll do some hadith, but I will repeat some of them after Eid, inshallah. So let's do hadith number 500, inshallah. So this hadith sharif is made by Ibn Shihab. Now, brothers and sisters, do you know who was Ibn Shihab? Any idea who was Ibn Shihab? Kahan ge wo hamare Iqbal bhai? Now, Ibn Shihab is a name that should be known to all of us, because he was a person who, if he was not there, maybe Imam Bukhari would not have thought of compiling this book. Because Imam Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri was the first person who compiled a book of hadith. Nobody had compiled the book of hadith before him. He was the first person to do so. And that actually encouraged Imam Bukhari to go and compile a book containing all the Sahih hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was the first person to have compiled a book on the Sahih Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was also one of the teacher of Imam Bukhari. So Ibn Shihab says that, Ibn Shihab was not the teacher of Imam Bukhari directly. No, indirectly he was the teacher. But he was the teacher of Imam Malik. He was the teacher of Imam Malik. And you know that after the book of Imam Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, Imam Malik compiled his famous book of hadith called Al-Mu'atta. And the entire Al-Mu'atta is in Sahih Bukhari. Right? So again, Ibn Shihab rahimahullah was the first person to have compiled a book of hadith. Previously, people have pamphlets of hadith. Few hadith on, you'll have a small notebook in which people have written some hadith. But Ibn Shihab came and said, no, we should compile all the hadith that we know in a form of book. You can see, so he, and then people followed him. So that's why in our science of hadith, Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, right, has a very high status.
So how many hadiths are there? Al-Muwatta?
Muwatta mein? Kitne? I think 900.
So everything is in Bukhari, Bukhari Sharif?
All the hadith of Muwatta are in Sahih Bukhari.
So that's from Imam Malik.
Imam Malik. Imam Malik was the teacher of all the muhaddithin. Imam Malik was born in year 1993. In year 93 Hijri and died in year 170, 72, 73. So now Imam Abu Hanifa was senior, 23 years senior to Imam Malik. Because remember, Imam Malik was born in Medina, but since he was born in 93, so he did not get chance to see any Sahabi. But Imam Abu Hanifa was born in the year 70th Hijri. And he died in the year 150 Hijri. So Imam Abu Hanifa got the honor of witnessing to Sahaba. That's why he's called Tabi'i. Imam Abu Hanifa is a Tabi'i. And you know the status of Tabi'i comes next to the status of Sahaba. ये नहीं याद बता देंगे आपको तो so this is Ibn Shihab az-Zuhri. Another point, brothers and sisters, is that few imams of hadith, fiqh and tafsir are well known. They are like the stars on the sky of ilm. But there are so many stars that you and I do not know. Or very few people, among common people, know them. Ibn Shihab, you do not know. Now, everybody knows Imam Bukhari, but if I ask you, name one or two teachers of Imam Bukhari, you will say, I don't know it. Although the teacher of Imam Bukhari will get so much reward, but people do not know.
So, Ibn Shihab was a teacher of both
Imam Malik.
For so long.
Yeah. This is why, remember, many of our scholars make this dua that Allah do not make me well known. We do not want fame. Keep us unknown.
But they get the sawab of.
Yeah, that's what they get. More.
Huh?
They get more sawab.
Yeah. Because, brothers, if you are unknown, there is less chances of you getting this poison of riya, showing off. So we have in our history many big imams that they will write books and they'll ask a student, they say, go and read this book. It's not printed yet. It's a manuscript. They say, go and read it. So the student will go and read it. Next day, come, yes, Sheikh, I have read it. Do you agree with this book? Sheikh, yes, I agree. No. Do you have some objection? Maybe, yes, I didn't understand this, that. And then the Sheikh will clarify. Now do you understand? Yes. Now go and publish this book under your name. Why? No, I don't want any name. So there have been people like this. Because when you get name, that's the problem. Now, when we talk about Imam Abu Hanifa, who was the biggest teacher of Imam Abu Hanifa? Hammad. Very good. We talked about it, right? Imam Hammad. Last week, Hammad. Who was the big teacher of Imam Bukhari? One of the big teacher of Imam Bukhari. नहीं इमाम बुखारी का इमाम अबू हनीफा नहीं इमाम बुखारी इमाम अब्दुल्ला इब्ने मुबारक में बताया था ना so he was among many teachers. Now Ibn Mubarak is known to a very selective group of Muslims, not common people. But Imam Bukhari is known east and west, north and south. Everybody knows Imam Bukhari. So only on the day of judgment you will come to know who has the highest status. Just because Imam Bukhari is well known doesn't mean that he will have the highest status. Maybe his teachers will. So you don't know.
It's Ibn what?
Ibn Mubarak. Mubarak. Abdullah ibn Mubarak. Now, Abdullah ibn Mubarak is called Amirul Mu'mineen fil Hadith. You know, his laqab is Amirul Mu'mineen fil Hadith. Nobody got this laqab except him. Ulamas gave him this laqab, Amirul Mu'mineen fil Hadith. If somebody asks you who is Amirul Mu'mineen fil Hadith, it is Abdullah ibn Mubarak. मैं लिख देता हूँ. Amirul Mu'mineen. That is Abdullah ibn Mubarak.
Was he a Sahabi?
No. He was Tabi. But he was a very strange man. I think, did I talk to him about him in like a year ago when I was doing the bio?
Passing by only made a remark that
No, we did. चले मैं सहाबी Abdullah ibn Mubarak is one of my heroes because his life is amazing. मैं आपको बताऊं, he was a rich man. चले एक वाक्य बताते हैं. He was a rich man. So
one year ago.
Oh,
body
on 2/4/2012. हाँ भाई, हमारी साहब लोग क्या Now the thing is that Abdullah ibn Mubarak was a rich man. Okay? Why was he rich? He was rich because for a reason. He got married to a very rich family. Right? Now, by nature, he was a different man. He was a great alim, and he had too many disciples. I mean, thousands at that time. At that time, when the population was so small, thousands. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak said that, look, I don't want to just teach, and I don't want to just do business, and I don't want to just do dawah. I want to do all three of them. How? So he made a schedule for himself. And throughout his life, he stick to that schedule.
4 months.
4 months. 4 months, he will teach Hadith, Quran, Fiqh. Next 4 months, he will not teach. He will do business. No teaching. This is my time for business. Go. Come next year. Once he was done with business, in the path of Allah, and he will preach. So for he will do these 3 things throughout his life. So as a result, what happened was that Abdullah ibn Mubarak became such a well-known figure that when he will teach for those 4 months, people will wait for these 8 months to finish so that he can come back and start teaching. Among them was Imam Bukhari as well, who will wait for him. मैं आपको बताऊं, देखिए अब्दुल्ला इब्न मुबारक, when he was dying, देखिए आप, when he was dying, he started smiling. मैं बताया था आपको?
Yeah.
He was. Let me repeat it for people who are not here. When he was dying, he was smiling. And if somebody is smiling at the time of his death, so this means that this person is seeing the unseen. So when sometimes when a person is dead, you see a certain kind of smile on his face. You see? So that is also a sign that while the ruh was leaving his body, he was seeing the unseen. So now he died with a kind of smile on his face. Or he saw the angels of Jannah coming to take his soul. So he was smiling. So when Abdullah ibn Mubarak was dying, he was smiling. So if you were there in that class, what ayah was he reading at that time? You want sir? Anwar bhai, kaun is that? नहीं यासीन. The ayah was وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَا فَسِلْ مُتَنَافِسُونَ in Surah Wailul lil Mutaffifin. And that ayah says that for this reward, where he was seeing the reward, He said, for this reward, people should have a competition among themselves. Tanafus means to compete. So when he was seeing that the unseen, and the time of and then after that he did not speak anything, he died. So وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسْ, and he said that while smiling. Yeah. So this is a sign of his closeness to Allah. देखिए मैं आपको, at the time of your death, if your brain is intact, your soul is intact, so much so that you are reciting ayat of Quran, this shows your taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why, you know, brother, people who memorize Quran and after memorizing Quran, those people keep on reading Quran all their life, meaning they make sure that the Quran is intact. They will never have any brain disease. They will never have any brain disease. क्या कहते हैं जो memory loss होती है, क्या कहते हैं? Alzheimer.
Amnesia.
Yeah, it will not come to Hafiz of Quran. But provided that he is reading Quran every day. Ramazani Hafiz nahi. Ramazani Hafiz दूसरे होते हैं. They read in Ramadan, good, and after that they go to sleep. No. But this is the barakah of Quran. My teacher used to say this, and I have always, whenever somebody says that you know, my parent or somebody is having that Alzheimer's disease or something, I ask, is your father Hafiz or no? I said, okay, yeah, then it is possible. Then it's possible. But if there's a Hafiz of Quran and he's reading, it will never happen to him. Aap bhi dekhega, you also see this. It will never happen to, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses that person, because देखिए ना कितनी बड़ी बात है, the book of Allah is in your heart. It's not an easy, and then you are reading it every day. So मैं क्या कहता हाँ, Abdullah, at the time of his death when he was reading that ayat, this shows his closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. Question is, brothers, when we will be dying, what will we be seeing? Real estate, money, like mortgage, bills. Anyhow, so abhi ho gaya. So this was Abdullah ibn Shahab. Anyhow, so I just wanted to touch this. Now Ibn Shahab rahimahullah was very close to Abdullah ibn Umar, the famous Sahabi. So he got a wealth of hadith from Abdullah ibn Umar. So the link between Ibn Shahab az-Zuhri and Rasulullah was only one, and that was Abdullah ibn Umar. So Abdullah ibn Umar was the link between Rasulullah and Ibn Shahab az-Zuhri. And I think you know Abdullah ibn Umar, that he was one of the most staunch followers of Rasulullah Sunnah. चले अब ये हो गया. तो अब once Umar ibn Abdul Aziz delayed the prayer. Now who was Umar ibn Abdul Aziz? Bashir bhai, who was Umar ibn Abdul Aziz? I talked about him like a year and a half ago. Good. He's called the fifth Khalifa of Islam, because he ruled by the law of Quran. So he's called the fifth Khalifa. So once Umar ibn Abdul Aziz delayed the Salah, and Urwa ibn Zubair went to him and said, once in Iraq, Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah, a famous Sahabi, delayed his Salah, and Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari, another famous Sahabi, went to him and said, O Mughira, what is this? Don't you know that once Jibreel came and offered the Fajr Salah, and Rasulullah prayed too? Then he prayed again Zuhr Salah, and so did Rasulullah. And he again prayed Asr Salah, and Rasulullah did the same. And he prayed Maghrib Salah, and Rasulullah did the same. And then he prayed Isha Salah, and so did Rasulullah. And then Jibreel said, I was ordered to do so to demonstrate the Salah's prescribed timing for you. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz said to Urwa, be sure of what you say. Did Jibreel lead Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the stated times of Salah? Bashir ibn Abi Mas'ud narrated this on the authority of his father. Urwa added, Aisha told me that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pray Asr Salah when the sun shine was still inside his residence. So we'll come back to that. Brother, two issues. First issue is that Jibreel was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show to Rasulullah sallam the timing of all 5 salah. Okay? So he prayed each of the 5 salah at its time, at its earliest time. Remember that, not delay. At the earliest time, to demonstrate that this is the time of the starting time of this certain salah. And Rasulullah prayed behind him. So now, second issue is, when Umar ibn Abdul Aziz asked that, did Rasulullah pray behind Jibreel? Why was Umar ibn Abdul Aziz why did he ask this question? The reason was that nobody could be an Imam over Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not even angel. Nobody could be an Imam over Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was alive and when he was dead. Yes, but that happened with the permission of Rasulullah. I will come back to what Dr. Fatih Sahib is referring to. But remember that even when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, who led the Salat Janaza? Rasheed bhai? Nobody. Individual, because nobody can be an Imam over Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even when he was dead. So when he was alive, even Jibreel is inferior to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By the way, you know what? All the angels are inferior to insan. You are superior to angels, provided you are a true believer and you do good deeds. Because insan is ashraful makhluqat, better than angels. Ahsan taqween, walaqad karramna bani Adam, walaqad khalaqna al-insana fi ahsan taqween. So we are better than angels, provided we are doing the right. Otherwise, asfala safilin, worse among the worst. Even worse than animal, Allah said. If you don't follow me, you are worse than animal, Allah said. Ulaika kal an'am bal hum adall. These people are animals, worse than animals. So it's in our hand. We could be better than angels, or we could be worse than dogs and pigs. It's all in our hand. So nobody can be Imam over Rasulullah. So when Umar ibn Abdul Aziz asked this question, he was surprised that how can Jibreel led Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Salah? Right? So our ulama have written, yes, this was an exception. Why? Because this is also to explain a very important point of Sharia, and that is timing of Salah. This is the only one and only time when anybody led Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Salah. Right? So Allah sent Jibreel so that he can show to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that these are the timing of Salah. Although, brothers and sisters, Salah was not further upon Jibreel. Salah is not further upon angels. Jibreel, Mikail, Israfil, Malakul Maut, all these angels, they don't have to pray Salah. Shariat is for you and me, not for angels. They have a different lifestyle. And that is that they don't commit sins. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. So, but this was for Rasulullah ﷺ to know the time of Salah. Now, coming back to Dr. Fatih's point, and that is that once Jibreel led Salah in Masjid Nabawi when Rasulullah ﷺ was there. I think you know that incident, right? That when Rasulullah was in his last days and he was very sick, he still came to Masjid Nabawi. So when he was leading Salah, right? he was very sick, so he asked Abu Bakr to lead Salah. He asked Abu Bakr to lead Salah. So Abu Bakr was leading Salah. But Rasulullah was so eager to come to the masjid that two Sahaba brought Rasulullah ﷺ on their shoulders and brought him. So when Abu Bakr was leading Salah, he felt that Rasulullah ﷺ is coming. So when Rasulullah was brought in the mihrab, he took one step behind. Abu Bakr took one step behind. But Rasulullah ﷺ pushed him. But Abu Bakr was full of adab to Rasulullah ﷺ. So Rasulullah sat down. Right? So our ulama have said that when Rasulullah was sitting and praying, he was still the Imam. Abu Bakr became Muqtadi.
Even he was behind?
Yeah. Then he was next to Abu Bakr.
Same line.
Yeah, same line. Next to Abu Bakr. So the saying is that Abu Bakr did not lead Rasulullah ﷺ. He started the Salah as an Imam, but when Rasulullah ﷺ joined, he took one step behind, and now Rasulullah was sitting and Abu Bakr was standing and the rest of the Jamaat was standing. But in reality, the Imam was still Rasulullah ﷺ. Now you might ask the question, Hafizah, if the Imam is sitting and the Muqtadis are standing, so this is not right. But it's not right for me and you and me, but for Rasulullah ﷺ it was fine. There are a few exceptions with Rasulullah ﷺ. This is one. Now in our life now, if the Imam cannot stand up, if he is handicapped, sick, whatever, he cannot lead Salah. Imam has to stand up. That's must. Muqtadis can sit if they are sick or handicapped, but Imam has to stand up. Eh?
It's a luxury to no, you don't care.
So anyhow, so the thing is that, but by the way, you should sit on the chair only when you cannot stand up.
Right.
एक ये problem हमारी जामा मस्जिद में.
Everybody's.
People who are rich, they sit on the chair. If you are poor, you are standing. Once you get rich, you start sitting on the chair. आप देखिए.
कुर्सी से उतरते ही नहीं.
No, they have a lot of weight.
Now we are so, in our masjid, there are so many chairs there. You know, because people come and they say, I don't know whether they know the masjid. I don't want to go and ask him, brother, can you stand up? They might feel okay. But the thing is that qiyam is shart for salah. So let's say, if you are standing and talking, why can't you stand and pray salah? But they come and sit. Now, ruku and sajda can be done by lowering your back a little bit and more than ruku. But qiyam is shart. Without qiyam, you cannot pray salah. You understand that? So if you can stand, then stand. That is important. Don't sit.
मैम सर एक मसला है
जी.
वो जो औरतें अक्सर मैंने देखा है जब बैठकर नमाज पढ़ती हैं तो हाथ भी सजदे में ऐसा रखती हैं. क्या उनको हाथ को फैलाना चाहिए या जस्ट झुकना चाहिए? रुकू में थोड़ा और
I told you last week.
नहीं बैठकर नमाज के बारे में. बैठकर नमाज पढ़ने के बारे में.
Same thing. When you sit, you pray the same way.
So हाथ ऐसे रखना चाहिए.
So narrated, next hadith is narrated by Ibn Abbas. It says that once a delegation of Abdul Qais came to Rasulullah and said, we belong to such and such branch of the tribe of Rabah, and we can only come to you in the sacred months. Order us to do something good. By the way, this is a repetition. We had done it in Kitab al-Iman. But I'll just quickly read it. Okay, so order us to do something good so that we may carry out, take it from you, and also invite it to our people whom we have left behind at home. Rasulullah said, I order you to do 4 things and prohibit you from 4 things. The first 4 are as follows. Number 1, to believe in Allah. And then he explained it to them, what Allah means. To testify that none has the right to be worshipped by Allah. And Rasulullah is the Prophet of Allah. Number 2 is to offer salah perfectly. Now, here, this is the reason why Imam Bukhari narrated this hadith in this chapter. to pray, to offer salah perfectly means at its earliest time. Remember, brothers, if you delay praying salah, right, that is makruh. You should pray salah at its earliest time, even if you are praying at home. You know, if you have this bad tendency of delaying salah, saying that, you know, the time expires after half an hour, you know, I still have time, that is wrong. Inshallah, in coming chapters after Eid, you will learn that Rasulullah said that the best salah is to that when it's prayed at its earliest time. To pay zakat, to give khumus, and I told you what it is. And then the four things that are forbidden are dubba and hantam and muqiyya, and these are the utensils that were used for preparing alcohol. So since Sahaba were new, Rasulullah ﷺ made even those glasses and utensils haram to use. Anyhow, the next hadith is narrated by Jarir ibn Abdullah. He says, I gave the pledge of allegiance to Rasulullah ﷺ for to offer prayers perfectly, to pay zakat regularly, and to give good advice to every Muslim. So meaning when he took bayat on the hand of Rasulullah ﷺ, Rasulullah took bayat from him on three things. One is to pray salah at its earliest time and perfectly, to pay zakat, and to give good advice to every Muslim. And I told you, brothers and sisters, bayat is very important. Very important. You know, bayat is so important. Sahaba used to give their hand in the hand of Rasulullah ﷺ. Right? And they used to make promises to Rasulullah. For example, this hadith. 3 promises. I will pray salah at its earliest time, and I will do my best to pray salah perfectly. I will pay zakat regularly, and I will be sincere to every Muslim. And these Sahaba will be true to their promise throughout their life. So our ulama have written that if you see a good sheikh, a good waliullah who is following sunnah, you know, you can go and take bayat on his hand as well. That's fine. Although some people object, they say, no, this is special with Rasulullah, but it is not so. Bayat was not something special with Rasulullah. Sahaba took bayat on the hand of other Sahaba. When Abu Bakr became Khalifa, he took bayat, right? By bayat, Umar, Usman and Ali, they took bayat. So we can take bayat, that's fine. But that person should be a true Muslim, a true mu'min. So you can go and take bayat and then be true to that person. So I will just stop here, because now I have few important things to talk about Ramadan, because this is our last class, last week, and then we'll meet after Maghrib. So remember that we did 3 hadiths, okay? Every year I forget. Let me put a mark here, so I don't forget. इसको आप लिख लें Bashir, can you write it down? 5 we covered hadith 5 or 2, so we have to start with 5 or 3. If you forget, then yes. नहीं है, मैंने भी रख लिया. Okay, now brothers and sisters, I have like roughly 35 minutes or something. I'll go over some of the important points of hadith of Ramadan, and then if you have questions only regarding Ramadan, you can ask. Yeah, Balwai. Anwar bhai, sorry. Balwai, please. Now, well, there are a few things that I would like to kind of skip or go over them very quickly. Before the month of Ramadan, Rasulullah ﷺ usually would give a sermon. ये बड़ा तो करते हैं वो लोग. So here Rasulullah ﷺ will say that will address Sahaba and teach them about the importance of this month. So Rasulullah ﷺ would say that, you know, this is a month of blessing, mercy, forgiveness, and its days are the best days, the nights are the best hours are the best hours. and this is the month which you have been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are like the guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Your souls, I mean, the last hadith says that when you are sleeping, it's still a worship. Because during the nights of Ramadan, when you sleep with the intention of getting some rest, so that next day you will fast again. If you will not take that rest, it will not be possible to fast next day. So sleeping at night during Ramadan is also ibadat. Your deeds are accepted. Your prayers and du'as are answered. So ask your Rabb with true intention and pure hearts. So this will happen with your hunger and thirst. Remember the hunger and thirst of the day of judgment. Give to your poor and needy. Respect the elder. Have mercy upon the young one. Be nice and keep in touch with your relatives. Protect your tongues. Ajeeb baat hai ki, keep in touch with your relatives. That's a good deed, especially in the month of Ramadan. And nowadays you can actually text them, welcome Ramadan and all that stuff, so you'll be in touch with it. So I think the rest of the deeds we know. Well, if you can go a little bit down, please, and further, there is one. I think these are the hadiths which most of us have heard, and do and don'ts. ये थोड़ा और बच रहे हैं, ये number 4 है. Do and don'ts. Okay. Number first is that why do we fast? Well, we fast for several reasons. One is that we fast because this is an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We fast because there are benefits to it as well. Besides following the order of Allah, it makes us healthier. Fasting strengthens our self-discipline and helps us control our desires and actions. When we fast, we see the food and we wish to eat, but we can't because we are fasting. So that gives you self-discipline, and it also helps you feel for the poor and needy. Fasting also makes us appreciate the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The month of Ramadan is also very important. It's a unifying factor for Muslims. Meaning, you see that people are coming in the Masjid in great number. We know each other's better in the month of Ramadan because we are eating together. Like for example, in our Jama Masjid, we have nearly 400 people that come and break the fast, and then they sit till Ishan to talk. So we get to know each other more closely in the month of Ramadan. What is so special about Ramadan? Well, Ramadan is the best of the months of the year. Quran was revealed, the rewards are multiplied, the gates of paradise are open, and the gates of hell are closed. Fasting of Ramadan can wipe off all of your sins, and Qiyam, meaning standing in the nights of Ramadan, can help you wipe your sins. This does not mean that we cannot do wrong in Ramadan because shaitan is tied up. Meaning, people say that if shaitan is tied up, but still we see people who are committing sins. So it means that you are doing it out of your habit now. Thank you, brother. It is a good idea to pay zakat in this month because zakat is something that when you give it is multiplied in reward. From here are the ahkamat. Now, do we have to fast? Yeah, fasting is a must. And fasting is one of the 5 pillars of deen. So it's a must. There's no option. You have to fast. Okay? Now, there are people who are exempt from fasting, and we'll talk about that. But if you are healthy, you are sane, you have to fast. Okay. Now, correct fasting. Some people abstain only from food and drink, but then they use their tongue wrong, they show their anger, curse words. So technically this fasting is correct, but won't get them any reward. Okay? Meaning correct here means that nobody will say that you break your fast, but you will get no reward. Okay? So what I would advise you is that when you're fasting, don't watch television. At least just watch news. No films in television when you're fasting. Deep. Well, there's a hadith sharif in which Rasulullah said that if you cannot stop your evil talk, then do not fast. If you are doing ghibat of people, backbiting, don't fast, because it will not give you any reward. Ji, same thing. Okay, intention of fasting. It is very important to make intention. So what it means is that after eating sahri or suhoor, you should make this intention, and that is bisawmi ghadan nawaitu min shahr Ramadan. Our ulama have also written that when the month of Ramadan starts, you make a intention that I am making intention of fasting every day of Ramadan. So then you don't have to make the intention every day in the morning. Right? But intention is important, brothers and sisters. If you don't make intention, that's wrong. You have to make intention of fasting. So this is the best thing. So let's say if Ramadan is starting on Wednesday, you should make this intention once the month of Ramadan starts, that Allah, I'm going to make, I will fast every day of the month of Ramadan. Now, who should fast? Fasting during Ramadan is compulsory upon every Muslim, male or female, who meets the following requirements: is mentally and physically fit, sane and able, had attained the age of puberty, right? And is present at their permanent settlement, hometown, meaning he's not traveling, okay? In fact, is fairly certain that the fasting is unlikely to cause harm, physical or mental, other than normal reaction to hunger and thirst. Meaning, if somebody is sick and the doctor said that, I would recommend you not to fast, otherwise you are going to hurt yourself, then do not fast.
No, sir, can you go back one second? So that intention, do you have to have time, specific time? Suppose especially on Ramadan first, we don't know, we're not sure, like it's there today or not.
Yeah.
So what happens? Suppose the announcement is like 10 o'clock or something.
So then don't fast then.
Okay.
Just like the hadith sharif that I read after Fajr Salah, that if you have doubt, then don't fast.
Now suppose the Masjid we follow, they did not announce say till next day 8 o'clock. Still they are verifying today fasting or not. That is what to do.
So if the fasting hours have started and you have not eaten anything, then you can fast.
But it's still before Fajr you have to do intention.
Yeah, but here the announcement was made after Fajr. Okay. So the ideal thing is to make intention before Fajr. But if the announcement was made after Fajr, so you can do another thing. But you should fast then.
Continue.
Yeah, continue fasting. Yeah. But intention is very important. Now remember, when you are traveling, brothers and sisters, it is better to fast when you are traveling. Although you have the option of not fasting, that's fine as well. But it is better to fast when you are traveling. Especially nowadays. I mean, when you travel, it's not much hardship. See? Who came from a travel just now? Who was telling me? Aap kehte na? You flew or you drove? You drove? Drove is a little bit hard. But nowadays even flying is hard because the amount of time, the delays and all that. So, but still, if you compare our journey to the journey of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's nothing. Yeah.
If you're traveling and there's difference in the time zone from where you started your event to end it, so how do you go from where you started, or when you're in a different time zone, the new time zone?
Where you are going to?
Let's say if you're coming from Pakistan or from England and you're coming over here, but then you started your Sahir in the morning in England, and then you're traveling here. When you come here, you're about 5-hour time difference.
This is a discount from Allah. Because now your fast will be very short.
So you open it according to the time when you started it.
Yeah. No, you will follow your destination time. Because in England, I know it starts very early. I think 3:30 or something. It will start.
9:30.
Eh?
Night time, 9.
Yeah, and then the Maghrib is very late, 9:30 or something. So you'll always, so let's say if you have a flight that day, so you are here. We'll start at what, 5 o'clock? Yeah, still better. But in England, it's really tough. Yeah.
In the month of Ramadan, you get more sawab for the sunnah as equal to the
Fard.
fard.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah, it is true. And fard, each fard that you do, you get the reward of 70 fard. This is why nafil amal should be done a lot. So you get the reward of fard. When you pay zakat, for every dollar you get 70 reward at least. Or sadaqah or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question. Similarly, if you started your Ramadan here in America,
Yeah.
and you started a day earlier instead of like in Pakistan, for instance, when do you celebrate Eid? After 31 days?
No, after 30 days. One day you will not fast.
So you will not fast then?
Let's say you went to Pakistan and there, you have already completed 30 days of fasting,
Right.
and there they will celebrate Eid after one day. So you will not fast that day. Because there is no 31 days in Islamic month. Rasulullah said only 29 or 30. So that day you can, but what is good or what is recommended in Islam is that for some valid reason, if you are not fasting, right, you should pretend as if you are fasting. Out of respect for people who are fasting. So if it is your 31st day of Ramadan, you should not fast, yes. But you should not be openly eating in front of people. Because the rest of them are fasting. You see? This is why in most Muslim countries, restaurants are closed during the day. They open only after Asr. Yes.
What about the opposite one? For example, this year, say Ramadan is starting here on Wednesday, but I will be traveling in a country. They started on Tuesday, so their Eid will be one day earlier. So I will be short one day. If I do that.
Yes, if you are short one day, then you have to make up after Eid. After Eid. Because if you are fasting only for 28 days, you have to fast after Eid. So, yeah. So it is not suhoor. It is not permissible to eat after the expiry of suhoor time. Okay? Suhoor time expires with the commencement of subh sadiq. Now we have to be cautious about it, because let's say if the time of Fajr starts at, I checked today, it's 5:04. So in our timetable that we print from Masjid, we recommend you to stop eating few minutes before. It is just for your safety. Because there's nobody to remind you. Because back home we have masjids with their microphones and they keep on yelling, Rozedaro, Allah ke pyaro, 5 minutes baki hai, 2 minutes. So they are reminding you. And here is just you. Maybe your wife, your kid, and you're eating, nobody is reminding you. And maybe your son or someone will say, Abu, it's 5:05. Oh, astaghfirullah, I didn't see that. So for all that, in order to protect yourself, what we do is that we recommend that you stop eating few minutes before. Now, in our timetable, we have put 10 minutes. It's just a recommendation. But it's not that you have to. You can stop 3-4 minutes before, that's fine. But before the start of Fajr time, you should stop. Brush your teeth, be ready. So, like I think I was telling you last week that brushing your teeth or doing miswak before Fajr in Ramadan is very important. Especially when you work, like your doctors, you deal with people, or your IT people, or whoever you are, you have your customers. So when you are in contact with people, make sure that your mouth is not smelling. So you can get rid of that bad smell when you brush your teeth before the start of Fajr. If you do it after Fajr, the problem is that you are risking your fast. The toothpaste might go through your throat. And I always recommend in Ramadan have a mouth wash ready, so you can rinse your mouth after brushing your teeth. Make sure that when you talk to people, you don't have any bad smell from your mouth. But here said that you should stop well before the end of suhoor time. Now regarding suhoor, let me tell you that suhoor means a very light meal. Light meal, not a heavy meal. If it's a heavy meal, it is wrong. It should be something light.
Biryani comes in light.
Yeah, it depends whom you are talking to. Something light, so that you should feel hunger. If you are eating too much to make sure that you don't feel hungry till the evening, that is wrong. You eat in such a quantity that you feel hungry. During the day you should feel hunger and thirst and then control. Now, delaying eating suhoor is sunnah. Not delaying iftar is sunnah. So, to delay eating suhoor till the last time is sunnah, right? And to have iftar at the earliest time is sunnah. So let's say if the Fajr time expires at 5 or 4, so you should not eat at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. No, you should delay it till let's say 4:30 or something, right? And so this would be the last part. If you overslept and you missed eating sahri, should you fast? Yes, you should still fast. Missing sahri does not exempt you from fasting.
Some people take a 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and they cannot get up. So
no, that's a bad thing. You have to get up for sahri. Rasulullah said that one of the differences between our fasting and the fasting of Ahlul Kitab is suhoor. They do not eat suhoor, but we are commanded to eat suhoor. So if you go, like for example, these days do not have dinner after Tarawih. Because you will get home close to midnight, maybe after midnight. Yeah. So do not because if you have dinner at that time, then you will not get up for suhoor. To get up for sahri, our ulama have written that if you don't feel like eating at the time of sahri, at least drink water. You will get the reward of eating suhoor. Rasulullah said, may Allah bless those people who eat suhoor. So we have to get that blessing. Now, things that break the fast, eating or drinking, break the fast, having a relationship with your wife, it breaks your fast. Smoking definitely breaks your fast. Inhaling smoke, that breaks the fast. Inhaling smoke means you go to a place to deliberately inhale smoke. swallowing a substance or object which is not normally consumed as food or medicine, that will pouring oil in the ears. Okay? I know these kids are looking, what is Hamza saying, but back home we used to do this. To clean the ear, our aunt, mom will warm up oil, put in the ear and clean it. So if you do this while fasting, it will break. Okay, if your gums are bleeding, make sure that you do not take saliva that is mixed with blood. If your gums are bleeding, make sure that your gums are clean. Otherwise, it will break your fast. Now, eating deliberately will break your fast, definitely. Water slipping down the throat while making wudu, even if you do unintentionally, will break your fast. So when you gargle your mouth when you are making wudu, make sure that you are not doing it too much. Okay. If a person deliberately vomits, for some weird reason a person is deliberately vomiting, that will break his fast. Now, if a particle of food went into your stomach, which is very, very small, that will not break the fast. Fuqaha have written that it should be the size of a pea, chana. Abhi aap have the some chane are big, some are small. I don't know. Okay, applying drops of medicine in your nose will break your fast. Okay, and all those personal things, all of those things will break your fast. Taking baths does not break your wudu fast, but overdoing is not good. I mean, some people back home, when we have no electricity and it's the summertime, we just keep on taking shower. So you can take shower, that's fine, but don't overdo it. Can I wash my mouth and nose during wudu? Yes, you can, but again, as I said, do not exaggerate in that, otherwise you might end up. Now, if you ate forgetfully, okay, you forgot that you are fasting, and it happened to some people in the first few days of Ramadan, you forgot. So that will not break your fast. Yeah. Bleeding, as I said, will not break your bleeding from your gums, from your mouth will not break your fast. Yeah. Yep, it will not. I told you miswak is fine. Toothpaste is also fine, but make sure that nothing goes through your throat. Now, using inhaler. Now, this is a very, what you call, debated question among fuqaha. Somebody is sick and he or she has to take inhaler. Does that break fast? Some say no. Some say yes. Because it's a big issue. Dr. Yusuf Qardawi, well-known jurist, he says that no, it will not. Others say it will. So I don't know. So it's a debatable one. I told you ear dropping. Taking injection of any sort, any type, will not break your fast. Taking injection will not break your fast. Dental injection will not break it, because it is given in the gums, right? Yeah, it will not break.
What is the question?
See, the criteria is anything that goes through your throat will break. If she's asking that if injection is given in the gum, so that will not break fast, because nothing is going through your throat. Yeah. Yes, you can swallow your saliva. Food particles, now if there was food between your teeth and you ate it, that will break your fast. This is why, clean your mouth properly before the starting time of fasting. Unintentional eating, would it void my fasting? No, it will not. Testing food. In our fiqh book, it is written that, let's say if a wife is cooking food and her husband is very cruel, and she fears that if the spices and everything will not be right, he is going to, do nasty things to her. So they have said that she can put the whatever food she is cooking on her tongue and then spit it out. So this way she will get at least a feel of the taste and then spit it out. But it's only if the sister, that wife is fearing that the husband is cruel. So that doesn't apply to our wives.
We have to test it. We have to test it.
Check out. Yeah, chewing gum will break your fast. Traveling. Now, what is the length of traveling? I told you 48 miles. Some say 52 miles, but the right thing is 48 miles. So that will break your. Now you haven't. You're allowed not to fast, but it is recommended that to fast. Well, to all of us, let's skip suhoor. इसको भी skip कर दें. Suhoor इसको भी skip कर दें. I have 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I want to. As I said that iftar should be done early. Do not delay iftar. What is the best way of eating iftar? The best way is that you should use a tamar first. Tamar, date. If you cannot find a date, then water. Okay? That is the sunnah. Dua should be read before iftar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes the time before iftar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts du'as of fasting people at the time of iftar. So do not gossip, do not talk about politics and all that. Just sit down and make dua a few minutes before iftar. And if you are invited at somebody's house for iftar and the host is talking to you and everybody is giggling and laughing, they say, brother, let's make dua. By the way, brothers and sisters, let me repeat here again what I said on Friday. Do not go to any iftar parties this year. Do not invite anybody at home for iftar. Just give that money to the masjid and 400 people who will eat here. You will get more reward. Have iftar at your home. Come and pray Maghrib Salat at the masjid. Then taking rest between Maghrib and Isha is very important if you are coming for Tarawih. And you should be coming for Tarawih, by the way. Yeah, so it is very important because, brothers and sisters, going to these parties spoils your everything. You have no time to make dua, you have no family time. All the time is wasted in driving, preparing yourself for the party, and then iftar, you go there, you have to stand in a line to get food and all that stuff, and then dinner, and then rush back home. No, it's not worth it.
Tarawih, can you specify a little bit more?
Tarawih?
8 or 20?
Yeah, the same thing is the same question comes every year. So I would say it's 20. It is 20, but some people say it's 8. But it's 8 or 20, whatever you want to read that with khushu and khudu. Let's not make it a big deal. Some people say it's 8. I strongly believe it is wrong, but if you want to pray 8, fine, pray and leave. But it looks like that 20 is the correct.
What is Imam Abu Hanifa?
20. So this is why in Haramain Sharif and even till today, it's 20 rakahs. For 1400 years, 20 rakahs. So this this is called this ta'amul by itself in Haramain Sharifain of 20 rakat is a good proof that this is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 8 rakat this phenomena started like 150 years before, where the hadith that Imam Bukhari had written regarding the tahajjud of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? Some people have taken it and have thought that these rakat are of Tarawih. It is wrong. Because the same hadith that Aisha said that Rasulullah never used to pray 8 rakat in Ramadan or outside Ramadan. So outside Ramadan there is no Tarawih. So this her statement by itself shows that she's talking about tahajjud. Right? So anyhow, but I don't want to make a big, but it's up to you. Whatever you pray. People who are leaving after 8, brother, please, and you are praying 20, do not criticize them and backbite. No. Yeah. This is sunnah muakkada, nafil salah, whoever comes, subhanallah, pray. No backbiting, 8 or 20, Remember, wal fitnatu ashaddu min al-qatl. Isko hamesha yaad rakho. Fitna is worse than killing. If somebody is praying 8, Islam may Allah accept. You are praying 20, Islam may Allah accept. Can a woman chew food for her baby while fasting? Yes, she can without voiding her fasting. If she makes sure that she has not swallowed the food, same thing applies. There are too many issues that I don't want to go into. I have 5 minutes only. Taking bath with you. Zakat. So I have 5 minutes, and 5 minutes. Let me go over zakat one more time because I think it's very important, very, very important. And that is that, brothers, if you have not paid zakat so far, please pay it in the month of Ramadan. I would say that you should give zakat to your relatives if they are eligible. If they are not eligible, then you should give zakat to those needy people who are living in the community, in your community. So the first right of your zakat money is of your relative, poor relatives. If not, then your local community. Okay? And in this regard, I would like to remind you that our Jama Masjid is helping nearly 80 families every month through the zakat money that Masjid receives every Ramadan. So this year we are looking to collect, or we want to collect at least $500,000. Last year I think we collected 300,000, close to 300,000. So if everybody will give zakat to Jama Masjid will take care of these needy families locally. We do not send money outside the country. We local, and that also in Orlando. Okay? So nearly 80 families are getting checks of zakat from our masjid. So if you don't have any relative who is eligible for zakat, please give money to Jama Masjid. Just write on your check or put it in an envelope and write zakat money. So we have a complete separate account for zakat. It's called zakat fund. Your zakat money will go there, and throughout the year, inshallah, these poor and needy people will keep on getting zakat, inshallah. I told you last week that I'll tell you the nisab. The nisab is 88 grams of gold and 634 grams of silver. This is the nisab, meaning the minimum amount on which zakat is found. Again, 88 grams and 6 of gold and 634 grams of. So you have to go and check online or somewhere what is the price of gold and silver. By the way, the price of gold is going down very rapidly lately.
It's time to buy.
Huh?
This is time to buy.
Oh, sorry, hum businessman nahi hai. Don't tell me she is here. She's going to go and buy.
Come on.
Now, calculation of zakat is a long topic. I don't want to go into it. But please, brother, if you is good to sit with a knowledgeable person, right? And just like you hire a CPA to do your taxes, similarly go to a sheikh or a person who knows the zakat issues and sit down with him and do the math so that you can give zakat properly and completely. I will end here, brothers. It's 9:30. So this is our last class before Ramadan. So let's make dua that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. Because I was thinking today that this year we had nearly 50 classes. Yeah, I remember not being here 2 weeks. Wallahu alam. Maybe between, if I make a mistake, maybe 48 classes or 50. I was just thinking about it. So may Allah accept it, brothers. It's a very enjoyable thing to be learning hadith, right?
Good for us also.
For everybody, because any khidmat of hadith is beautiful. Huh?
Also.
Yeah, mashallah, 500 hadith we did is beautiful, right? I mean, these are like garden of paradise, Rasulullah said, Riyadul Jannah. Sahaba said, oh Prophet Allah, what is Riyadul Jannah? Rasulullah said, Hilaqul Dhikr. The halqan of ilm. This is a halqa of ilm. Okay? So I really enjoy doing it, and I always look forward to Sunday because it gives me a sense of qalbi sukoon hota hai, to do something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So may Allah accept you for coming here, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help me to do more khidmat of deen, and whatever we have heard, may Allah help us practice upon it. So let's make dua. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم انت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك ربنا وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم إنا أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our gathering here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the year that we have come, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give ilmun nafi'. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us follow on the footsteps of your Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our parents and raise their status in akhirah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our children from nifaq and kufr. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us halal rizq and protect us from haram rizq. In the coming month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to do your ibadat as you wish us to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you give us death upon iman. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم على النبي الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاك الله. See you inshallah after Eid. رب زدني علما ألف